What is it that creates a true transformation in our lives? I'm asked all the time, Dave, what was it about the program of Alcoholics Anonymous that transformed your life? And I've got a lot of stuff to share on that. For one, the alcoholic way of life, for me, right, revolved around chasing temporary thrills, right? That was my mindset, to chase anything that made me feel good in the moment. And what happens is when I lived that way, everything in my life went downhill, right? So I had to have a psychic change. In the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, we talk about having a psychic change. What brings a person from being an alcoholic, living an alcoholic life, looking in the mirror? For me, I was looking in the mirror. I hated what I saw. I hated the reflection that was coming back at me. If you have not experienced this yet, let me tell you what, there's gratitude in it if you let it change your life, right? What I mean by that is if you see a person, yourself, in the mirror and you don't like it, embrace it. Let it change you. Let it tell you that you're doing something in your life that needs to change and you want to do things differently from this point on. That's what changes your life. That's what helped me in a program of recovery. You know, the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, for me, I keep it very simple, right? It's 12 steps, very simple. It's a 12-step training plan for me to start living a different life, a life where I embrace serenity and peace and wholeness, and I connect to a power that's greater than myself. So if you're having a lack of hope, if you're not seeing the results that you want, and you're wondering, hey, when is this thing AA ever going to pan out for me? Change the way you view the program. Don't overcomplicate it, right? As alcoholics and myself, I can tell you this is the truth about myself, is I want to overcomplicate everything, right? The first time I came into the program, 2015, I didn't make it. You know, I lasted for a month and a half. I overcomplicated everything. I'm like, oh my God, 12 steps. That's so many steps. How can I do them all? And I was just viewing, these two, I got to quit drinking. I'm losing something. I'm losing all the fun, the excitement in my life. I didn't know. I wasn't losing anything. I was going to gain something brand new. I was going to gain something I had never known before. But see, I'm viewing it back then as I'm going to lose something. And the 12 steps are hard. I'm overcomplicating everything. And I'm tying all these different emotions into this thing that can be so simple if you just let it be simple, right? Just take the emotion out of it. That's one thing that I tell everybody is so powerful in your life, is take the emotion out of all this different stuff and just view it as a step-by-step process. Okay, I'm just going to do this next. This is also why we encourage everyone in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous to get a sponsor, is because when you're over emotional and you're overthinking it and you're ready to get yourself, basically you're getting ready to self-sabotage yourself and go out of the program, a sponsor is there, one, to keep you engaged, but he's also there to be a voice of reason, a voice of common sense. And I hear a lot of commentary about sponsors and sponsors telling people to do the wrong thing. Well, that just means that you need to find a different sponsor. You need to find a sponsor that works for you. You need to find someone that you can trust in and that you can rely on, right? And if you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't curse the program. Don't curse the sponsorship. Just find a sponsor that works for you. Find someone you can trust. Find someone that you believe in who's doing the work and living the life that you want to live, because that's what I did in my program and it worked phenomenally. So when I was, ready to bust apart at the seams and fall apart, I could call my sponsor and I could ask him, like, man, what should I do? And it took the burden off of this whole thing of, putting all this pressure of the 12 steps and trying to quit drinking, all the things that we experience, all those different things. It took the pressure off of me to have to feel like I'm doing this whole thing myself, then I could ask someone else, a voice of reason who I trusted, my sponsor, and I could say, hey, what should I do? And he gave me his experience of what he did in those types of situations, and that's what makes the difference. Another way to take pressure off of yourself and to embrace a true transformation through the program of Alcoholics Anonymous and experiencing a psychic change is to trust in a power greater than yourself. I pray every day. I pray every moment. Sometimes I pray every 30 seconds. And I say, dear Lord, please. And I just close my eyes. I find a safe place and I say, dear Lord, please help me deal with this situation. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to handle this. I have to give it up to you. I have to trust in you, Lord, that you will help me find a way. And then I go about my business in a way that I take care of the things that I can do something about. I take care of what is in front of me at the moment, and I try not to even think an hour ahead if I don't have to. I just focus on getting the task at hand done, whatever that is for me in my life, whatever I'm working on in that moment. I just go to the next thing. And these things, they seem so simple, and we all know about them. But the fact is that we don't do them. We all know how to live a healthy life. We all know how to set goals. We all know how to earn more money. We all know how to do a lot of these things, but we don't do them. We get caught up in the moment. We get caught up in emotion and feeling and saying to ourselves, now I got to deal with, we're focused on the emotion and we think that we know what it's going to be instead of just focusing on the next step, doing the next right thing, getting into the work of whatever it is of our lives that makes the difference and just letting those spiritual principles guide us, right? And right in the first sentence of how it works, they say, rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. And that's for a reason, because back then when they created the program, number one, people wanted it. And that's something huge. Like, if you don't want this program, it's probably not going to work for you. If you don't want to quit drinking and you're just not ready to say, I'm done with that way of life, a lot of times that's why it doesn't work for people. So you have to want this thing. And that's why it goes on to saying how it works. If you want what we've got, which is a life of sobriety and serenity, and you're done with chasing thrills and pleasures and all this shit that's temporary, right? Just temporary thrills that last for an evening or an hour. If you're done with that way of life and you want to experience a truly remarkable way of life, then you want what we've got. And if you're willing to go to any length to get it, which means you will not stop, you will stay in the fight through trials, tribulations, and everything else that can go wrong in life, then you're ready to take certain steps. Because that's the point of the program, where you want it. Like, this desire to have this thing is incredible. This is an incredible way of life that we live here, but you have to want it. If you don't want it, you don't have the desire. You're not going to have the resilience to push through the hard moments, because hard moments are always going to happen in life. If you continue to drink, and right now you're saying, I don't care, I'm just going to continue to drink, well, you're going to still experience hard moments in life. That drinking is not going to take hard moments away. But I will say on the other side, if you quit, it doesn't mean it just wipes out hard moments. Difficult moments in life come because you're a human being, and that is the environment that we have here on this planet Earth, is that things happen, bad things happen to good people. All through history, since the beginning of time, there's no one that's ever escaped that. But I'm telling you that drinking is not going to make it better. It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to help you to deal with the shit. It's all going to be there when the buzz of drinking wears off. So there's a saying that I love to think about all the time. It's like, there's nothing so bad that a drink will not make worse. Because when I think about my life and I think about some of the things that I've had to deal with, If I had taken a drink and gotten drunk or used drugs or whatever the thing is, I'm telling you, I could have killed myself because it would have made me even more depressed than the situation at hand, right? The situation at hand is bad enough. And I used to think that taking a drink made it better. All it did was numb it out for a couple hours. And the next morning when I woke up and I felt, you feel your head pounding and everything, and nothing is better. Nothing has changed. In reality, it's just that you just prolonged it a little bit longer. That's all you did. You just prolonged dealing with it. You just bought yourself a couple hours of time. So there's one last thing I want to leave you with. And, in the beginning of the promises, it says, if we are painstaking about this phase of our development, this is right at step 9 and step 10. It says, if we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. And what that means is you will start to see changes in your life that you did not believe could happen to you. I've seen people changed in ways, myself, changed in ways that are absolutely phenomenal. Men who didn't believe in a God who now pray and pray with sincerity. Women who thought that they could never live a life finding peace, serenity, calmness, strength, connected to their higher power, helping other women, men helping other men. That's what I see in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. But you have to be painstaking about focusing on the program. There's no difficult work. There's no, I went for a run this morning on the beach and it's cold. It's in the 40s. The wind is blowing on me. I'm telling you, that run that only took me about 23 minutes to do was harder work than the work that we have to put in on a 12-step program. But we have to eliminate the emotion and take that out of our lives so we can just focus on doing the work. Step by step, day by day, we build layers of resilience. Our life starts to get better. We start seeing ourselves in new ways. And after 6 months, we're like, oh my God, I'm a completely different person. But the transformation doesn't happen overnight. You have to just keep taking daily steps, take the emotion out of it, take all of that away and just focus on the next step in your life. And you will see a changed person that you never thought you would have ever been looking at in the mirror. And I promise you that. So if you like this video, subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications. I'm releasing new videos all the time. 2024 is going to be our greatest year. If you want a sober life and you want to live your best life ever in 2024, and you're ready to take those steps and you're ready to move on, I want these videos on my channel to be here as a form of support. That you get one good idea out of a video, the time that you invest watching my videos, if you can just get one good idea that will shift your focus, change your life, get you out of a bad spot, put you on a better path, then that is exactly what I want to see you do. I believe that each and every one of us has a gift in life that we are here to experience, and we're not here to suffer. We are here to live a good life. And that gift of life is special for each and every one of us, and I want to see you experience that gift in your life. I'll see you in the next video.